So for all the people who listen to your newsletter who want a personal brand, okay, go do something extremely difficult and tell them about it and tell them what you learned and prove you did it, and then do something else and continue to compound all those difficult things in your life until you become a better version of yourself, which makes you more competent, which also amplifies your success, and everything works together, and before you know it, you have a huge personal brand. But if you don't suffer, if you don't go through pain, I don't know how you're even gonna have one anymore.
Well said, well said. Now, what industries would Andrew Tate get into? Obviously, if you didn't have the heat of the universe and the matrix on you, and you were the average common man trying to come up in present day, imagine you're in your, whatever, 20s, 30s, 40s, restarting, what industries would you look at as the biggest opportunity in 2024, 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, I think that...
Aside from the double window industry, you're saying, right?
Yeah, double glazing.
Double glazed window industry, yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like a lot of the attention geopolitically is going to be moving towards the global south and the second and third world. And I think a lot of people understand there's always been more opportunity in the second and third world than in the first world, where a lot of things are wrapped up. Mm-hmm. I think the internet is giving a lot of access to these places that perhaps didn't exist before.
Absolutely.
I think artificial intelligence involved in these places is also going to be extremely important. I feel like selling information or being the barrier to information is a fantastic way to get wealthy in the world today. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who want things explained to them in a very concise, very quick, very compendious way.
Right.
And if you can take information which is perhaps freely available that takes an hour to explain and explain it in 30 seconds or less, you're going to find a way to monetize that.
Right.
Especially if you can draw attention to yourself and make it clear how much time you can save people.
Right.
Especially if you could use artificial intelligence to get that 30 seconds down to 25 seconds.
Right.
There's actually endless opportunity if you're prepared to work. I don't think that the problem is a lack of opportunity, and I don't really even truly believe in saturated markets. I still think that a lot of people will look at a lot of internet businesses and go, oh, it's saturated. Let's take something that people have been doing for a while. Mm-hmm. Copywriting. Copywriting, everyone's been trying to copyright, everyone's done it. Well, I would argue that there's a bunch of people right now making money from copywriting as we speak who are idiots and who are lazy. And they're still making money. So there's no such thing as a saturated market, because there's always a huge subsect of that market which are very easy to outcompete if you try your best. Mm-hmm. And they're living from it, which means you could take most of their business. There's always a bottom percentile.
Yeah.
So I think that you should be looking to, when I say, I've said this on many podcasts before about selling information or garnering attention, but I don't want people to confuse that with being a clown.
Sure.
Which is very different things. I think that if you're prepared to suffer and you're prepared to show that your brand or your personal brand stands up for something, and you have information which people then believe they need, you're going to be very successful in the world today.
Yeah. And I love that you bring up not only AI, but second and third world countries, because geo arbitrage is something very huge, right? Yeah. For example, I'm a partner in a recruiting company called A1, and we help people get people on their teams at a much more cost-effective price compared to a lot of the labor in the U.S. So. Yeah. People overseas, whether salespeople, admin assistants, customer support, right? There's a reason these billion-dollar companies are doing it, because they see the value in it. Where do you see the labor force of second and third world countries, and using that to grow the business? What are your personal thoughts on that?
My personal thoughts are, I don't know how people in the first world aren't extremely concerned. Mm-hmm. We're being replaced by effectively foreign call centers for a while. That's something that's been going on for a while. And now we have artificial intelligence coming, and most people are so boring and uninteresting, and they have not suffered enough to be unique. Therefore, they're going to soon be replaced by a free chatbot. Right. It's a free chatbot that could already replace a large subsect of the population as we stand right now. Imagine we're going to be in 2 or 3 years from now. I think the average person in the Western world hasn't woken up and realized that everything's becoming more expensive and your currency's inflated and there's no chance that anyone's going to fix it for you, and they're out to replace you, people from the second and third world who will work harder than you for less money.
Do a great job. English. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the robots are coming and they're going to replace you for even less than the second worlders want. And you're sitting there thinking you don't have to be exceptional, and you don't have to learn to think outside the box, and you don't have to suffer in any way to become a unique person, and you're just going to somehow, pay your bills? Mm-hmm. No, you're not. You're going to get destroyed. destruction's coming for you, and then you're going to become a useless person because you're not going to have a job that you're prepared to do at the price that people are prepared to pay. And once you become a useless person, you have to sit and go further down the rabbit hole of history and see what's happened to all the people of Earth that were useless. What happened to all the people who had dreams and aspirations and expectations, and they were no good to those in power? Because I can tell you. Yeah, work that one out. You're going to see very quickly that you're not going to exist for very long. It's and bro, when I saw that Sora AI thing, this is to all the cameramen in the room, including my guy. I saw that Sora AI thing. I was like, bro, even camera guys are going to be gone soon. Hollywood's gone, actors are gone, script writers are gone.
Right.
Everyone's going to lose their job. Everyone. You have to be sitting there, and I don't know if the average cameraman is sitting saying, they're going to replace me with this. Maybe not now, maybe not in a year, but certainly in 2. They're going to be able to ask a robot for the thing I would take months to film, and the robot's going to spit it out instantly. So how do I, A, integrate this with my skills so that when they want to use the robot, instead of asking the robot directly, they ask me because they can get a better result via me? How do I use AI along with my camera skills so I can continue to retain my job? Or 2, how do I diversify? What can I do that this robot can't do currently, or I don't believe it will be able to do into the future? But the average camera guy doesn't give a shit. Oh, camera guy, Sora, yeah, that's cool. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, off the cliff. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see it coming. How did this happen to me? Why am I unemployed? You're a useless eater now. Enjoy the concentration camp. That's what's going to happen. So you have to be paying attention and thinking worst case scenario. They're coming for absolutely everybody and everything. And a lot of these personal brands, unless they're built on the back of a whole ton of suffering, I think they're going to suffer also. I don't know how they're going to have a personal brand based on just talking motivational quotes. Yeah. I haven't even done this. Someone should go to ChatGPT and say something philosophical and motivational, which inspires me. And I guarantee you can start reading things and go, crap, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
oh no, that's pretty good. It'll be scary to read.
Yeah. It's an inevitable reality that people have to learn.
It's an inevitable reality, and I don't think most people are even considering that they're replaceable or going to be replaced.
And seeing it early enough to pivot and make it work, absolutely.
It needs to cross your mind.
Yeah.
The one good thing about something like artificial intelligence is if you position yourself now, if you get in a position where you can use it before other people can, then people will hire you to use it for them. Work with the machines. You don't have to work against them, you can work with them. But firstly, you need to learn how to use it, and we will teach you inside of Hustlers University, which you can access. But once again, most people are stupid, lazy, or arrogant. Artificial intelligence is not too hard to use. You can join our school, and we'll teach you exactly how to use it. Only 5% of people will be too stupid to do it. The majority of people are too lazy to do it. They're too lazy to join my school. They'll sit here and listen to this whole podcast, and then I'll say, I have a school which will teach you how to use the machines to print you money. And they're still too lazy to go and learn, and they're going to wonder why they're broke forever. Or they're too arrogant. I don't need the AI. Oh yeah, it's probably something that'll exist and it won't affect me. Good luck, friend.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And I love that you guys make it an affordable price point and people can
It's $49 a month. There's absolutely no excuse at all. The only reason people do not benefit from Hustlers University and make enough money to escape the matrix is because they're lazy or arrogant.
And you guys have hundreds of thousands of members.
Hundreds of thousands of students.
Recurring revenue.
Recurring revenue. 223,000, I think, this morning.
I'll let people do the math.
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
doing okay.
All right, now switching gears a little bit. You know, everyone knows about the famous story of you getting thrown in jail.
Yes.
Talk to me about that story. Did you see it coming? Were you warned? Or was it just boom, like that, one day everything changes? Talk to me about the day you went to jail.
I knew they were going to try and put me in jail for something. I didn't know it was going to be as insane and crazy as it was. I had prepared for it the best I could, but I wasn't ready for the level of matrix attack I was subject to. I was hit with an Interpol red warning. Like I was hit with #1 terrorist level attack, which was very interesting. But yes, I was in Dubai. Life was relatively good. Life was too good. I said to Tristan, life is too good. Something is going to go wrong. He didn't actually agree with me. When we got to jail, he understood I was right. But we were sitting, I remember, we had this mansion, and we had haggled for this mansion. This mansion was, I think it was $100,000 a week to rent. And we rented it, and then some guy came and offered $150, and then we offered $200. And in the end, we ended up paying $250,000 a week for this mansion.
So $1 million a month.
Yeah. So we had this mansion on the Palm because whoever this other person was trying to get it off us. And my brother, being my brother, had found these, I don't know, 20 girls from God knows where, and they're all in the pool. And we had our staff and our cigars and our shisha and our masseuses and my Bugatti's outside. And I bought a McLaren and a Ferrari just because I was bored. And we're in Dubai and everything is going perfectly well. And I said, Tristan, something bad has to happen soon. And he goes, why? I was like, look at this. Look where we are. Who are these girls? What are their names? Like, everything is too good. Yeah. Something has to go wrong. That's just how life works. He's like, what could it be? I was like, well, what's the worst case scenario? And the worst case scenario is that one of us dies or gets in trouble. So we agreed. It's like, okay, for the next 6 months or so, we don't go anywhere alone. You go bathroom, I go bathroom. You go restaurant, I go restaurant. We roll as a team permanently. We're like, okay, good.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.